And
I would hire like a babysitter or daycare thingy to like watch the kids at the wedding.
So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you're having kids at your wedding, right? How does that work? What is it like?
It's just a babysitter and we're gonna have a room dedicated to like a childcare center.
I love that.
So we're gonna have some snacks. Maybe we'll put on a movie, have some coloring books, some games.
I would want to be in that room at my wedding.
Right? If I were like 6, I would totally want to be there. Or if I was getting married.
No. Wow, like when I'm getting married.
Bridal Babes, I hope you're ready to talk weddings with me on another exciting episode of your favorite wedding podcast, Bridal Buzz. I'm your host, Kat, and today we're joined in the studio again by Bri and Alyssa.
Hello.
Hey ladies.
Happy to be back.
We are going to be talking all about wedding guest drama, who to invite, who to not invite, how to handle RSVPs, all of the things that you can imagine that come with inviting people to your wedding. So if you are feeling stressed out in this area, please know you are not alone. This has also been one of the hardest areas for me in my wedding planning, just everything wedding guest related, which we'll get into a little bit more in this episode. It's a lot of details, a lot of personalities, a lot of balancing, a lot of different things. So with that, let's go ahead and get started, huh?
Love it.
Yeah. Have you guys been since they've seen you last?
Pretty good. Just busy with school.
Just a busy bee.
Love it.
Yeah.
Ready for summer.
Yeah.
Same old.
Yeah.
You know. Started school.
Life.
It's
busy. Good.
Just a couple of studying sweeties over here.
Yeah.
We love it. Can't wait to be done.
Furthering your education one day at a time. Yes. We love it. Yeah.
Also, I found out that my school ends a month earlier than I thought. So that is great.
That's really exciting. Yeah. Wow. What a sweet surprise. And I found out I have one more week before my wedding. So.
Yeah, look,
we're all gaining more time than we thought.
Yeah, I don't know when this episode is coming out, but at the 6-week point out, I thought I was 5 weeks out. And then I found out I was 6 weeks out. So I gained 7 days of life. And that's just really exciting for me. And has helped me sleep a little bit better. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We love that.
Yeah, I really like sleep. Good sleep is good. Okay, so let's get into our first story. Last time you both were on the episode, we didn't read Weddit stories. It was mainly just kind of like we were talking about trend ideas. Yeah. So I'm excited to have you guys react.
I can't wait to get my opinion.
Have we been right about any of our trend ideas?
I think so.
We're always right.
Definitely like the floral wedding dresses, huge. Printed wedding dresses, really coming in right now.
Still don't like it. Still hasn't
I've
grown
been
on
seeing
me.
a lot of conversation around bridal parties too, of like, do you need a bridal party? Do they have to be standing at the altar? Like, what's the situation there?
Just a lot of breaking traditions.
Yeah, and maybe we can do like an analysis soon, maybe 6 months into 2023, see how spot on some of our if that's something you guys want, let us know, Bridal Babes. We are here for it. And before we get into the meat of today's episode, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave that review. We love you. Thank you for being a part of this community and this journey on the podcast. So, okay.
Let it. I feel like we're always like in the background listening to these stories whenever people come in, and I always want to give my opinion. And now we finally can.
I'm so excited. So, here we go. The first story is titled, Future Mother-in-Law Says She Won't Come to the Wedding Because It's on a Friday.
Oh, no.
As soon as you said future
mother-in-law, I knew it was
going to
be
good.
My heart is absolutely breaking for my fiance right now. We sent out save the dates recently, and his mom just texted saying she probably won't come to the wedding because it's on a Friday. We know it would be a bit annoying since it's a work day for some of our guests, but our wedding isn't until late November, so we figured it would be fine. She told him to change the wedding to a Saturday and then she'll come. The issue with that is that we're paying for the wedding all on our own. We're only having a very small wedding, around 10 guests, and already struggling to afford that as it is. It will cost literally double to have a Saturday wedding, and we've already put down a deposit on the venue. He explained this to her and she didn't reply. He seems more annoyed than upset at the moment, but I know it would break his heart if his mom didn't come to our wedding. IDK what I can do to make things better, or if there's anything I can do. Part of me wants to just give up the venue deposit and elope just the two of us. I never liked his mom because of how she treats him, but this is a new low.
That's so sad.
Right?
There's like so many little details that just like makes it even more worse.
The fact that it's only 10 guests.
And they're paying for their own wedding too.
Yeah.
And like the mom can't even like come to terms.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
My recommendation is cut the future mother-in-law.
Cut her.
She's canceled.
Cancel.
Yeah.
If she has that big of a problem with it, pay for it.
Yeah.
I think also it's like it's very hard on your fiance right now, so it's just like to really be there for him and like comfort him, because that can be easy.
Yeah.
Like having, I mean, I wonder if he is thinking about like compromising with his mom and like moving the date, or if he's just like genuinely upset
Honestly,
about the
that
whole
would
situation.
make me so mad if my future husband is trying to compromise on our wedding for
Yeah.
your mother.
Especially
Yeah.
because they're paying for it. Like I can't grasp that.
Yeah. And it'd be different if it was like something very serious that the mom was like, hey, like, I don't even know what would justify a consideration of moving a date. You know, maybe that day is a very sensitive day for her specifically, and she doesn't want it to be on the same day. I don't know, but
Yeah, there wasn't many details about it.
I was gonna say, I wonder like
why?
what her reasoning
Yeah,
is.
like
Because she
maybe-
said solely because it's on a Friday. So I don't think it's the specific date. I think it's just because it's not.
right, just a Friday.
Maybe because that's like a little bit not as traditional as a Saturday wedding, you know?
My sister's wedding was on a Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. Like, this couple hit it. It's a more affordable option to get married on a Friday. Venue costs are a lot lower because it is a work day. Some people are going to have to take off work. They're going to have to travel in from out of town or just be like, it's a stressful transition right after the work day to get to the wedding on time. And so it definitely does put that kind of a hindrance. But you'd think when it's just 10 people invited, those 10 people would do anything they need to do to be there. Like, that would be my wish and my hope for those 10 people that were invited.
And it's sad that she's like having to think about just getting eloped at this point.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, elopement's great, but like the fact that she's gotten up to this point, they've already put a deposit in, and now because of the mother-in-law, it's like,
Now she wants to.
why even have a wedding?
Yeah.
Because it's true. I mean, like, obviously they want their moms to be there, so it must be hard. I mean, so at this point, her fiance is probably too like,
Yeah.
I don't even want to have a wedding.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
I mean, I can definitely relate to the feeling of being like, oh, we should have just eloped. This is so complicated.
I feel like everybody feels that at some point in their wedding planning.
Yes. But if you're feeling that, pause, acknowledge it as a real emotion. But if you're able to have that wedding, have that wedding. Like, unless your dream is to elope on a Mexican beach somewhere, then do that. But if you were originally dreaming of having a big wedding, in your hometown or somewhere in the States, I really, really think go for it. Commit to it. I know there's complications, but at the end of the day, that is your day. And don't let anyone else take away from it and make you want to run away.
Yeah.
To elope in a different country.
Like, if she can't understand that the day is about y'all two, then that's on her.
Yeah.
Like,
which is so sad, though.
It is, but I mean, I hope your fiance will come to terms and kind of just realize that if the mom really wanted to be a part of it and involved in it, she would try her best to be.
Problem.
Yeah.
I
Like-
just want to know why she cares about
I know.
I know. Well, and OP says at the end here.
it. Wait. What is OP? Every
OP is
single time.
original poster.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I never liked his mom because of how she treats him, but this is a new low. So I feel like this has just been constantly throughout his
Yeah.
life, or at least she's seen it.
And
throughout.
also, she has probably built up anger from everything she's done in the past.
Yeah, the bride. Yeah, and that's probably contributing to her desire to just like elope and be done with it.
Because there's no getting rid of a mother-in-law.
No. And I would say, like, if her inspiration for wanting to elope is because the mom's not going to be there and it's awkward and you have to explain, girl, that's the mom's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if people are asking, oh, where's your mom? you know,
Ask her.
she, you know, we would have loved for her to be here. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Move on. I'm gonna have to make some explanations at my wedding about family members that aren't gonna be there, and I hate that I'm in that position.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to talk about it or give any airtime
Yeah.
to those conversations during my wedding weekend, but unfortunately you can't avoid it. But I'm not gonna not have a wedding just because I'm like embarrassed or like feel awkward that a couple people aren't gonna be there and I have to explain it, and like I'm not gonna let them steal my joy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's definitely what I would recommend to this OP is like reflect on where that emotion's coming from, reflect on how much power you're giving to your future mother-in-law right now, because if your emotions are caught up in what she's feeling, she's winning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what the top comments are. Tell her you guys would be more than happy to move the wedding to a Saturday if she's willing to pay for the difference in price. And if not, she will be truly missed.
True.
Edit to add, don't make your wedding unaffordable or grandiose to please anyone but you and your future spouse. You will 100% regret it in the end when you feel like you're at someone else's wedding. I pissed a lot of people off having a micro wedding, but I personally had the best day of my life.
Oh.
And then OP responds, he said that, and she replied saying, we shouldn't have such an expensive wedding in the first place. We're quite literally having the most affordable wedding possible without it being on a Monday, Wednesday morning, LOL.
Oh my gosh, there's literally 10 guests going.
Maybe she's mad because she has to work and she needs the money.
Yeah, and maybe there is an element of like, you know, feeling like they're not respecting her work schedule and blah, 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 but it's like one day.
It's literally
It's
one day.
And I don't know
out of the
what
year.
she does in her career, but typically if you say my son is getting married today, can I please have this day off? I'm sure your boss will say yes. Like they're not gonna be like, sorry, you didn't meet your quota last month.
And if
you
they
have to miss your
don't-
son's wedding.
What kind of workspace is that?
Yeah. But then it just makes you question, like, what kind of a mother is she to be putting herself in that position, you know?
I just genuinely can't get over that. I mean, I think with any wedding, there's going to be definitely people with strong opinions, but I think it's just even more hard because it's his mother.
Yeah.
And I mean, you respect your parents, you know, and it's hard because she's not asking for something small. Like she literally wants them to completely move the day they're getting married on, which is not a small thing.
No. And they already sent out save the dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they would have to take all of that back, send new ones. They put a deposit in already. They would pay more for the venue. Like it's
just impossible.
It should have been a conversation that she had with them when they were engaged.
Yes.
If she knew she didn't want them to get married on a weekday or on a Friday, she should have made that known from the start.
Oh, I 100% agree. I think even, you know, I don't know how much was shared with future mother-in-law about the wedding date. Maybe she didn't realize it was a Friday or something before the save the date went out. But it's like, why couldn't that have happened before?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll never understand why people wait to share information that could have been
Valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just sounds like she's just trying to cause problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
One person comments and says, don't let her have this power. She will always be playing games like this. Stand firm and don't let her set the rules.
Because if she knows that she can
Get away
change
with
something this big, then she's going to do that her y'all's whole life.
Yeah. And like this will be hard. It's not going to be easy to deal with, and it's not going to end at the wedding. But this is your partner's parent, and you know, it's just kind of what life hands you sometimes, and you have to deal with it. So
Like, what if the bride gets pregnant one day and the mother-in-law is like, can you have your baby on a Saturday for me, please?
are you having a girl?
Like,
Sorry, can you change it to a boy?
no, literally. Like, calm down now.
Can you change your birthday to a Saturday,
to a
please?
Saturday, please, just for me.
Sorry, I won't be able to be there until Sunday morning. Can you just like hold on birthing?
Just keep it in you for a little bit longer and we'll be good.
Tell the doctor to clog it up and you'll be good.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Too much.
TMI.
Did I go too far?
Oh
Okay.
my
But yeah,
goodness.
so at the end of the day, wrapping up this first story, I feel like everyone is always going to have one family member that is, or maybe just me, I don't know, speaking for
Wait,
myself,
I'm scared. Who's my family
who's going to
member
be like just an opposition to
yeah.
something, to someone, and it's maybe a case of main character syndrome, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's like, sorry, sweetie, I'm main character today.
Yeah.
And you're just going to have to deal with that. Like,
And if they can't, then
Don't come.
still
give
enjoy
the
your
security
day.
guard a picture of their face, and they're not allowed.
They're not on the list.
Yeah. Well, watch out for this person.
But
Wanted.
I also think stay very supportive for your fiance right now because
Yes.
he is probably really going through it.
Yeah, that's hard.
So I think just kind of be supportive as possible. I know it's probably very easy to kind of throw out a bunch of negative words about his mom, but at the end of the day, it's still his mom.
Yeah.
So just be very careful what you say to him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's in a sensitive spot right now, and no one wants to hear all these crappy things about their parents, you know? So
Yeah.
stay positive.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Alyssa?
No.
Cancel the mother.
Cancel the mom.
Just
Cancel
cut.
them
Cut
all.
her.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I can't believe that.
I was just
wow.
thinking how hard it would be for me to offer supportive words when I'm so angry.
I know it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard
'cause-
because you're heated and you're feeling angry for your partner, right? Like, and especially if they're not showing that emotion, it's really hard to like hold it back
Yeah.
because you want to show it for them.
Yeah.
See, I would want supportive words, but I don't know if I can give supportive
Yeah.
You're like, that's not how I give love.
You're like, so hopefully this doesn't happen in any
Alyssa's
situation.
like, catch me outside.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 15. Let me know how you feel then.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Next story.
That's hard.
The title is, What Should I Say When Someone Is No Longer Invited? One of my friends had a girlfriend, but they recently broke up. We had only given our friend the invite, but her name on there as well, essentially as a +1. We have hung out with the girlfriend and friend together a handful of times, but other than that, we never really talked or hung out one-on-one. After they broke up, the girlfriend reached out to me and asked for a separate invite since it was only sent to her boyfriend, our friend. I have no intention of inviting her, but am having a hard time figuring out what to say to her. Any help or guidance would be appreciated.
She should not be there.
Okay, clearly I'm
What?
just straight to the point, but I would say no.
Is she okay?
Cut her.
I mean, like, you're not your friend. Like, you're an extension to your. Wait, hold on. It's the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend of their friend. Yeah.
No, you're not
Literally
friends
no.
with them.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go?
I know. I feel like regardless of how close you might have assumed that you were with these people, it's like if your ex-boyfriend came into the relationship first with them, I feel like you have to respect that.
Yeah.
And not be there at the same time. Like, where would they sit you?
She's
What
just
table
having
are you-
FOMO. That's it.
Or like she wants to be like, oh, hey, ex-boyfriend, I'm still around.
Hey.
I'm still relevant. I'm still in the picture.
Because, like, then what if she, like, wanted to bring a date, too, and, like, start up all this drama?
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
She's like, fight breaks out at wedding.
Yeah, somebody's +1 gets a +1.
No, literally. Girl,
That's
messy.
so silly, and what in the world is going through your
know.
like,
mind?
also, if I had gotten out of a relationship with someone, my immediate reaction isn't going to be, okay, let me go to his best friend's wedding and, like, just, like, be there. Because who else does she know at the wedding?
Right.
No one.
That's what I'm like, what table is she going to sit at?
By
That's
herself.
awkward.
Like, across the table from the ex-boyfriend? There's no way. That would be so, like, social dynamics are weird at weddings. Like,
Yeah.
social politics, all of it, like, seating assignments and what side of the chapel you sit on and all these different things. And it's just like, as a bride to be, I don't want to stress about you as an ex-girlfriend. Like, we can be friends, sure. Let's get coffee after the wedding.
yeah.
Let's go have a pool day at the hotel or whatever. I don't care, but like, this is my day, and unfortunately, you separated yourself from the connection you had to us.
Exactly.
So
She was an extension of him.
yes, and I feel like there could have been. I don't know how she worded it when she asked the bride of like, "Hey, can I have a separate invitation?" Because it could have been like, "Hey, I totally understand if you don't want me there anymore. I just wanted to confirm, if I was invited or
Yeah.
not, because my name was on the invite. It
Yeah.
wasn't like ex-boyfriend and guest.
Yeah.
It had
Yeah.
her name on the
Yeah.
invitation. So that's pretty specific. Like, if I were to invite a friend and his girlfriend, and they separated, but I addressed the girlfriend by name on the invitation, that's essentially inviting both of them individually through the same invitation.
Yeah.
If you say and guest, then it's like just assumed it's a +1 type of situation. But I feel like the bride put herself in a little bit of a sticky situation with that.
Yeah, I don't think I would have ever done that. Unless you're married, I'm not putting it.
Yeah, I think it's...
Or unless I'm like, I do genuinely love your girlfriend, and sorry if you guys break up, but she's still invited.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, I think it just depends the way she worded it. Like, if she was demanding, like, can I get a separate invite? Like, that's... No. But, like, even still then, I think the bride... If the bride wants her... The bride doesn't want her there, right?
No.
Okay, so
No.
So then
just tell her. Literally just be like, I apologize if it was a misunderstanding, but you were invited because you and blah, blah, blah were together. And you can literally blame it on him, too. You could literally be like, I don't want him to feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't want any drama to happen.
Like, he comes first.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, he's been our friend longer. And
then if you want to be friends with her, be like, we can get coffee sometime after the wedding. I just, like...
Yeah.
I'm sure if she doesn't understand, then she's psychotic. So
then she's got
plain and simple.
Dang, I would never. I literally don't think I would ever. Even if
it'd take a lot of guts for sure.
Even if the invitation had my name on it, I think I would still have the mental capacity to be like, okay, I was invited because of him.
It's like safe to assume.
Yeah. Like hello.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I genuinely want to know like her motivation. I feel like it is like she wants to be like out showing off,
malicious, definitely.
Yeah, like showing the ex-boyfriend that she's still like he can't get rid of her, kind of a thing. Because why else? I don't know. Like unless you genuinely feel close with this couple, but
no,
it doesn't sound like it. Bride literally said, "I have no intention of inviting her."
Oh,
tell her that then, girl. Tell her that.
Right? Okay, so top comment.
Sorry, no, I have no intentions of
sorry,
inviting
but not sorry. Don't be afraid to be blunt.
Yeah, I actually had no intention of inviting you.
I just put your name on the invite, but
sorry for the miscommunication there. Are you getting back together with Johnny, or
you just want to come by yourself?
Yeah, weird flex, but okay.
Okay.
Top comment. I would tell her that she was invited as a +1 for the friend. Unfortunately, since the relationship is over, she is no longer invited.
Plain and simple, easy as that.
And then OP responds, I think I will say this. Hopefully she doesn't try pushing back, but she has been reaching out to a lot of her boyfriend's friends, trying to hang out and stuff when they never did before.
Red flag.
I posted some engagement photos on my Instagram, and she commented on it too. Never interacted with any of my other posts, and this was after she asked for the invite too.
Girl, we know what you're doing. Stop.
Yeah, she's just crazy.
She's reaching out to her ex's best friends.
Yeah, that is keep me in the picture. I'm in control here.
So clearly he broke up with her.
Clearly we've got some issues up
We're
there.
seeing what happened.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Yeah, she's not a friend to you. Don't be scared to tell her the truth and how it is.
I'm seeing if
and if you don't say anything, then she's just gonna assume she can still go.
Imagine she just shows up still. Oh my gosh.
Okay, OP says, I told her something along the lines of this. Sorry to hear you guys broke up. We had invited you as a +1 of our friend, and we did have a lot of people that requested a +1, which is true. So we gave it to the next person on the list. Sorry, we have a tight budget and didn't have a chance to invite everyone we had originally planned to invite. I feel like I sort of fluffed it up a bit much and wish I kept it concise like your response. I feel like that's something that I would do, though. I would totally... I don't like people to feel bad.
Same. I would literally put all the extra stuff in there.
I would put all of the marshmallow cushioning on all the edges.
Alyssa would not.
Yeah, sorry.
Did she say she responded?
No, literally, she just said she did not respond. But I know she saw it because it was through Facebook Messenger.
Oh my gosh.
You don't even have her phone number?
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
You are not invited.
I really hope she doesn't try and show up to the wedding, though. Does it say how long ago this was?
I think it was a couple days ago. 5 days ago.
Oh my god, I need to know about this story. I need to know how this ends.
I have it saved. I'll send it to you guys so you can keep
I need to get
ladies
up to date.
If you ever get broken up with and you get invited to a wedding, do not assume that you're invited. And don't be a crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, just like do something different that night.
Yeah.
Just like don't go to the wedding.
Just don't go. It's not that hard.
Like, yeah.
Wow, Facebook Messenger. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not dealing with anything like that, but I can imagine plus ones are stressful. Like,
I bet.
at the beginning, I was like, I'm only giving plus ones to people who I've like met their significant others or they've been together for years, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe, if they tell me they have a girlfriend or something, then that's fine. And now I'm like, okay, if they're coming in from out of town and they know like less than 2 or 3 other people that are going to be at my wedding, I'm giving them a plus one because I want people to feel comfortable coming to the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
It's a destination wedding. We're going to be in Fredericksburg for 3 days, and I wouldn't want to be in a hotel room by myself for a wedding for a weekend. So
exactly.
I've definitely lightened up a bit, and it made my invite list a lot longer than
She's like, I invited more than I thought.
Yeah, I invited probably like 30 or 40 more than I anticipated inviting.
That's a lot. That's a big number.
Yeah.
That is a big number.
We'll be okay. My parents were like, we're so glad we get to let so many people be a part of this big day. I was like, that's the attitude.
My sister had overflow at her wedding. It works out.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
But ex-girlfriends are not allowed, so.
No. Just don't even think
that's
about it.
That's a hard no.
And ladies, don't be a crazy ex-girlfriend. We're
just
better
don't
than that.
do it.
We're better than that.
Okay, so this is a little bit of a different story. Titled, Friend Didn't Show Up to Wedding.
Oh.
Hey, just wanting some advice. A friend of mine from uni that I was close to RSVP'd at my wedding. She's kind of flaky, so when I sent her dietary preference to the chef, she asked for a vegetarian dish. I asked her again if she was coming. She said yes. Anyway, on the wedding day, she wasn't there. Looked at all of my stories, didn't even send a text, just kept watching. Another friend from uni who was also close to my parents did the same, but he texted the morning of that he wasn't coming and that he didn't have an excuse, just poor planning. Now I have to pay for these two, and if they had told me 2 days before the wedding, I could have changed the numbers and not paid for their food. It was weird. Wondering how rude this is? Like, surely you would know you're not attending and at least warn a week before. One sent a message on the day, and the other one didn't even bother. I feel like blocking both of them, LOL. Thanks.
Were they friends, the two that didn't go? Just Venmo request them for their meals. Make them pay.
Wow, that was quick. I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's amazing. Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't say about how these two are connected. But it is weird that two friends from university both just like dipped out last minute. And I'm not liking the vibes that this other friend is giving, just watching the stories, not sending a text message like, are you good? What's wrong with people?
What happened.
Is she ashamed that she didn't show up? Like, what's the issue?
I don't know.
Why would you not? I would never not text somebody, especially for a wedding.
The biggest day of
like,
my life.
if I RSVP'd to a birthday party, even if a friend was hosting like a business networking event or something and I couldn't make it, like, I'm letting you know ahead of time.
Especially because, like, she also had a very specific dietary restriction.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that big of a deal to be, like, vegetarian, but, like, you're getting your own plate. That's, like, more money.
It costs more for
Have
the catering
the common
company.
decency to at least let them know.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you just wake up and you're like,
I'm not going.
I have a dentist appointment. Can't go. Like, that's not...
Yeah.
And, like, the second one,
the weather's not my vibe today.
That's such a poor excuse.
Yeah.
Bad planning.
Yeah.
Like, what?
At least he said something, though.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's red flags right there.
Right?
Honestly, I personally probably wouldn't even say anything because it's not... I don't think it's worth, like, the time.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I just think
they obviously are not prioritizing you. Don't prioritize them. I don't know if you need to block them.
No.
If you don't want them seeing your story, that's one thing, though. Because that would be weird if you're like, no, you don't get access to that part of my life anymore, actually.
Yeah.
So that's up to you. Boundaries.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I just don't take the time out of the day to, like, go to them, ask them where they were, what happened. I think it's... Enjoy the newlywed life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that stuff. That's lame for them to do.
Yeah.
Just live life.
Yeah, if people don't show up when they say they're not going to in my life, That's on them.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to go the extra mile to be like, where were you?
Exactly.
That hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be different if like a bridesmaid didn't show up, or like,
oh my gosh.
like that would be a whole other
and just
story.
like ghosted you.
Exactly.
Could you imagine? Yeah. Like, she was never your friend, if that's the
No.
case.
But like, I mean, it says a lot about this one. I mean, the fact that they saw your social media post too.
She has a couple of edits that she's made.
Oh.
Edit 1. This below is the message I got on the day of my wedding from the second friend. Christian, there's a bad word in this, and I don't know. I'm like, should we just like bleep it out, or
I love a good bleep.
right? I would rather do that than be like
I love a bleep.
saying a fake bad word instead. So Christian, just blurb bleep out the bad word in this. Hey, I'm so sorry for being such a shitty friend. I have no excuse, just bad timing with everything that's going on. I'll never forget how you always remembered to wish me a happy birthday and dropped a gift off. You were always there for me and others who meant a lot to you. Thank you for being you. I most certainly do take your friendship for granted, but I just wanted you to know that I'm so, so happy for you and so excited for you on your big day today. Lots of love. P.S. Please pass my deepest love also to Auntie and Uncle, which I'm assuming are her parents.
Yeah.
And I don't know why were her university friends close to her parents? Like, maybe her parents worked at the university or something. Like, that was a weird. Another friend from uni who was also close to my parents.
Is no one else completely shocked by that freaking text message?
I mean, yeah.
That's a bad friend. They're admitting they're a bad friend and that they take advantage of you.
And they're like kind of, it's like emotional manipulation.
No, literally, it's like,
I'm
sorry, I'm a
so
bad
happy
friend.
for you.
Yeah.
You are the best. You are just so amazing. I hope you have an amazing day today.
Cut them.
Like, if you're a good friend, you'd be at my wedding.
They literally admitted that they take their, what did they say? They take their friendship for granted.
Yeah.
That's not the
I
type of
wanna
person you
know
want to be friends
what's
with.
going on in their life, though.
I want to know who OP is. Who is the kind of person that OP attracts?
Yeah.
Because it seems like fair weather people, people who take advantage of nice people, you know? Like,
I'm so shocked at that message. That's literally the most backhanded message I've ever read in my entire life.
and to imagine getting that on your wedding day.
Oh my god.
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna have my phone taken away on my wedding.
I
I'm like, I
took
don't
my
want
sister's
access
away.
to my phone.
I had her phone and I was just answering all the calls and texts for her all day.
Even the week before, like, I'm like, I got COVID the week before a friend's wedding, and I felt so bad because I had to text her and tell her the week before her wedding that I wasn't going to be able to be there. And I'm like, she doesn't need to be receiving this stress, but I have to tell her.
Yeah.
You know, it just, it sucks.
I remember that. That was like recently.
Yeah, that was in the fall. It was hard.
That is so sad.
That is such a
Yeah.
bad friend. Sorry.
Edit 2.
I can't get over
I
it.
didn't answer the above text and woke up to a follow-up message which says, "Don't be mad at me, ...
Stop.
Emoji with the eyes that go like sideways. Emotional manipulation.
This is the type of person that has to be liked by everyone.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot accept the fact that a person is mad at them.
Yes. Even when they're responsible for it.
Literally.
Yeah.
They're like, sorry I didn't make it to your wedding. I'm a bad friend.
Yeah,
I
no,
took
you're
advantage
so
of you.
right.
But like, don't be mad at me, please.
Yeah.
Like they can't accept. They can't
And it's
accept
probably
people
going to
not
send
to
her
like them.
flower. Like, he's going to
Yeah.
now, this friend is about to go above and beyond.
That's what we call a love
It's like
bomb.
it's the abusive boyfriend
Yep.
who then gives you all the love and affection overload after they treat you poorly.
That is a bad friend. Please
Yeah.
cut them out completely.
That is one block. Honestly, block both of them. I
No,
know we
yeah.
started this with saying blocking is unnecessary, but
Block.
block them.
This person's not gonna leave you alone.
No, they don't deserve access to your life.
They're just gonna keep bothering you.
Ew, don't hate me.
I know. And I'm like, if for these to be the friends that you're inviting to your wedding, I wonder if OP like kind of maybe struggles with social cues
Yeah.
or like understanding people's true intentions,
I don't
which
know.
is a very real thing. Some people just want to see the best in others.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
they're givers and they're people pleasers,
Mm-hmm.
and OP, you know, is I feel like I'm getting that vibe.
Yeah.
I just wish their like Instagram handles were connected. So
I'm literally wish I could see what they look like.
put faces
DM
to
them.
Right.
I was literally thinking, like, what if any of these people, like the people the story's about or the people that write the stories, like watch the podcast?
OMG, we could.
Can you imagine one day?
I would love for that to
like
happen.
getting a comment being like, "Hey, that was me."
That was me.
Like, let's connect.
And I can actually reach out to these people via like DM on Reddit.
Dude, we should.
But I can't. A lot of these subreddits don't let me post about the episode because it's like promoting my business. And I'm like, whatever.
You
like, yeah, I
should-
want your views, but I mainly just want to show people like,
Yeah.
hey, here's another outlet. Like, send me a story. I think I want to start my own subreddit. I think I need to start a Bridal Buzz subreddit.
You definitely should.
Or like a Bridal Babes.
That's a
Maybe
good
it'll be
idea.
like, yeah, Bridal Babes.
Oh my gosh, if you DM them, we can do like a follow-up episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I need to yeah, please don't be friends with them.
Yeah.
Like please genuinely don't.
Yeah, I totally understand why you would want to block both of them. And it's just, oh, that sucks. I wonder when the wedding was.
Yeah.
This was posted 13 days ago, but it didn't say like how recently after the wedding
Yeah.
this was, like how
Yeah.
much time they had to process the whole situation. So
That's so childish.
top comment. For what it's worth, I had a notoriously flaky friend bail on my wedding. He had introduced my husband and I and was a longtime mutual friend of both of us. And I was really upset. I kind of let it go. Then a few years later, he told me he had been going through some tough times emotionally and financially and just didn't have his shit together to travel for the wedding. It sucks that your friends didn't make it and didn't communicate well, which was def rude, especially since they confirmed so close to the event. But maybe there's something going on, anxiety, money, health, that they feel ashamed of admitting openly. As I've gotten older, I've learned that with flaky people, I either have to let them go or I have to set a boundary where I engage them on my own terms, i.e. I won't make plans that involve me waiting for them or that hinge entirely on them showing up. Yeah.
True. I would have said that until I read the text message that they sent.
Right?
Like, I don't think that, like, I think this person just genuinely, even if they had other stuff going on besides the fact the way that he's saying he's a bad friend and
takes you
for granted and, like, you can't be mad. He's basically telling you not to be mad at him.
Tell your parents I love them.
Yeah. Like, no.
I think people just don't understand like the importance of showing up to a wedding. Like it's
Yeah.
not just a party. It's not like it's literally the biggest day of your life.
Just being there for any big event. Like,
yeah.
for me, quality time is huge. So when
Yeah.
someone shows up, like, I feel so loved.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say anything, you know,
Yeah.
just being there makes such a difference to me.
Yeah.
I do think maybe this person commented this before the edit was posted with
yeah.
the friend's
Yeah.
message. So maybe there was that.
Yeah.
But OP responds to it saying, I don't think the attendance at the wedding is the problem. It's more the lack of communication and respect
Yeah.
to just let me know they
Exactly.
aren't going to make it.
Yep.
I had another friend who just didn't have the cash, and that was fine, as we had a live stream anyway, so she looked forward to watching it. That's why we
Aw.
paid for a live stream. We didn't have an expectation of people showing up, so to turn around and not show without any communication is just awful.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And then someone else says, not sure when the edits happened, but after the don't be mad at me text, I'd respond. I'd say something to the effect of your absence at our wedding, but presence on social media was noted. Thank you for acknowledging that. You take
Slay.
our friendship for granted. I'm not mad, just disappointed in taking my time to evaluate the effort I can put into this friendship going forward.
Dang, go off. Except,
That was
but they
well
flopped
written.
the people around, I think. The person who viewed on social media was
Yeah,
the
they
one
did.
who texted.
I feel like they were, let me see.
But maybe the person that texted probably still saw social media posts being made.
Yeah.
But still,
It
I
doesn't
mean, I think that text
say,
is great.
yeah. Like they kind of combined both of them into the
Yeah.
same person.
I think
Yeah.
that text is still great though.
Mhm.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't even respond though.
Yeah.
I would want the person to think that I'm mad at them and know that I'm mad at them.
Like, you don't want to say I'm not mad.
No,
Yeah, I would have been too mad to say anything.
I wouldn't even say I'm not mad. I think even saying I'm disappointed is enough. Yeah.
Right in the heart.
Like, I'm questioning your intentions behind this friendship.
No, yeah.
This is a big character defining moment of yours, and I'm gonna have to reevaluate.
And I'm gonna reevaluate my decisions with
how much of that character I want in my story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That person just gives off negative vibes. I already know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's the type of person to manipulate you and be like, but I didn't do anything wrong.
Literally, don't be mad at me text
Please
the next
forgive me.
morning.
Yeah.
You didn't go to their wedding and told her the day of.
Literally.
And in the text, you told her you were a bad friend. Huh? Don't be mad. Okay.
2 + 2 = what?
No, literally. Like, this person needs to rethink how they talk to their friends,
my
because if I received a text like that, I think I would laugh in their face.
Yeah. Tell him boy bye.
Cut them off. Cut them off.
Middle fingers up.
And if you think that, like, responding to them is going to bring you closure, then do it. But don't respond for them. Respond for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't owe them anything.
No.
But you
No.
do owe yourself closure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it's, like, going to be something that you continuously sit on and think about, like, oh, I should have responded because I need to get these words off my chest, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, as a bride, take your time. Like, if this is not your number one priority right now, post-wedding, this can
Just
be
wait.
3 months from now. This can be 1 year from now. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be right away because, again, you don't owe them anything. And
Exactly.
there's a lot that's going on. Like, you're probably dealing with name change, honeymoon, paying off all of the costs, like everything. It's just, there's a lot that happens in the post-wedding season.
Yeah.
And this is not the vibe.
No.
So.
We don't want these vibes for you as a newlywed.
Okay, so this story is more so from the perspective of a wedding guest.
Okay.
So the title is To Go or Not to Go. My cousin is getting married in California, and I was not given a +1 for my boyfriend of 7.5 years. We met in college and didn't move in until 3 years ago when I graduated law school and finally had an income. Only my married cousins received +1s. I understand that he is trying to have a small wedding, but not only do I feel hurt that I was not given a +1 simply because my boyfriend and I have not taken that step yet to get married, but I am coming from the New York area and would be spending most of my weekend traveling. His wedding events start on Thursday, the wedding is on a Friday, and I would have to leave on Saturday. If my boyfriend was invited, we would make more of a trip out of it since we both have never been out west. But between the high cost to travel out there, only going there for really a day and a half, and not having my boyfriend invited, I am leaning toward not going. My family has had quite a few weddings, and I know this cousin made that quick trip before himself, so I feel bad as saying I'm not going. I also come from a big Italian family, so the guilt is also very real if I don't go. If this were not enough, he also just sent the save the date end of February when the wedding is this July.
Wow.
Oh. Is it wrong if I didn't go to this? Am I in the wrong for being upset that my boyfriend was not invited? I know budget numbers, etc. get tricky, but my extended family is well aware of my relationship and that we are basically married without the piece of paper, so it feels very hurtful.
I feel like we're about to have such mixed vibes about this.
Yeah. Okay, I'd be so mad.
I knew you were going to say that.
But if there's no, like, compromising, I would bring, like, travel with my boyfriend. And he doesn't have to go to the wedding. Like,
Yeah.
you can still support your cousins. Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
that didn't even cross my mind.
I was literally going to say that.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
Because
why can't he still travel with you?
Yeah.
I would not want to travel that far alone. Like, that's across the United States.
Literally.
No way
Probably
I'm
like
gonna do that
a
alone.
5-hour flight or something like
Yeah.
that from New York to LA. Or it didn't say we're in
No,
California,
yeah.
but yeah.
And then also the time change.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
I understand being upset, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's your cousin's wedding. It's not your wedding. I
Yeah.
know it's very upsetting, and maybe it's a conversation you have with them, but
yeah, I think since it's family, it's definitely a conversation.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
But,
feel like OP should feel comfortable maybe being at this wedding without a +1.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's
that's
your
the other
like
thing.
your
You
family.
know everybody.
Yeah.
They said it's like a big Italian family, so it's like it's not like you're gonna be
Yeah, it's not like
by yourself the entire time.
And maybe if she had a weird relationship with the person getting married, or
Yeah.
like it was an extended family member that there weren't going to be a lot of other family members present. If there was something that would make me like, I don't know, like from my own personal experience, I'm thinking about if I want to expose this or not.
Ooh.
Okay, so I mean, I was not invited. I was not included on the invitation for a wedding that Jackson was invited to. That was a concern for him. He didn't feel very comfortable going to this wedding without me there as a support person for him. A support person.
Is Jackson
Emotional
okay?
support animal.
Charlie Brown, are you?
I have a document. I'm his support person.
Kat is an emotional support person.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But it put us in a really uncomfortable position. And so he had to reach out to the couple and kind of see where they were at and see if it was a mistake, if I was welcome to come. Turns out there was a whole problem with the stationery company, and everyone that got a +1, it was not included on their invite. So all of these people were like messaging them and you know, because they were in the same situation. Jackson and I had been together for 5 years. Like, it was at the point where it's like we're kind of a unit, you know. So I definitely understand where she's coming from on that. But that was a situation where he was like, I really need you there with me. Like, and for this, I don't know OP. I don't know her family, their family. I don't know if they said their gender. But I think they're going to be okay. And I think that's a fun idea of bringing the boyfriend on the trip, make a week, like maybe do an extended. You could take Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to just have fun. Yeah. Especially since the wedding's on a Friday. You literally have the whole weekend to just vibe.
I think it's just like, you don't want just like the fact that you don't have a +1, you don't want that to create further problems with your family. You know, like, you don't want to pick a fight, because I bet you the bride is going through a million different things right now. And no offense, but like, that is like her least of her worries right now. So like, kind of put yourself into her shoes and realize and just come to terms with it. I mean, it's still upsetting, but you can definitely turn it around and still have a great weekend. Even if your boyfriend's not going to the wedding.
And also, if like everybody else who had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if they weren't also invited, if it was like only married people invited, that's understandable.
And it's hard to like, okay, well, if we're gonna let my cousin who's been together for 7.5 years, do we let my cousin who's been together for 5 years?
Exactly.
You know, it's like,
it's
where
like,
do you the gray area?
Which is why it's so easy for them to be like, we are only giving +1s to people who are married, because that is a definite like set in stone thing where it's like, okay, well, at what year point can you bring it to +1?
And it's family. Like, if I was going to a friend's wedding and I didn't have a +1, like a distant friend, and I didn't have a +1, I'd be freaking out. I probably wouldn't go because I have anxiety.
And that's where I like changed my +1 rule for my own weddings. It was like, I sympathize with people. I empathize with that of like, you not wanting to be alone in a room full of people that you don't know and like traveling. And I also feel like if OP maybe lets the family know, hey, like, me and my boyfriend are going to be there for the weekend, blah, blah, blah. Like, let them know the boyfriend's coming with you.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be welcomed later on when there's a couple of extra spots that open up at the wedding.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they'll be like, oh, okay, like, if he's already traveling, why doesn't he just come to the wedding?
Yeah.
Like, don't force his way in, but softball the option.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, Jimmy's going to be there too. Oh, yeah, you guys want to meet him? We can all get dinner the night before the wedding.
Yeah. It's
like,
just like,
he
it's
would love
all
to meet
about
the family.
compromise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And like I said, it's not your wedding, so you just have to compromise with the bride and the groom, and it's what they want. It's their wishes, and at the end of the day, it's your family. So you'll have people there for you.
And you can decide not to go. Like,
if you're really gonna
that's
feel
another
uncomfortable
option.
around them, then just don't go.
yeah, it's a lot of money to travel.
Exactly.
And if you guys are, you know, wanting to travel to the West Coast and make a big thing out of it and don't want to do it now, then you don't have to go. But I have a family that also likes to guilt trip when you're not present at things. So I understand that feeling.
I understand that.
Where were you? It was New Year's Eve. I just wanted to get champagne with some friends, you know? Like,
That's
leave
the
me alone.
worst.
Or even like a simple little get together that happens every single month, and I can't happen to go every single month.
Yeah.
Yep. Relatable.
I don't relate, but I sympathize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. Don't let
Okay.
them make you
So
feel
my
guilty.
mom's not watching this episode.
Alyssa was not featured in this episode.
We have perfect families.
Top comment. It is never wrong to graciously decline an invitation. You can say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're given the option to say yes or no.
interesting. Everybody's very like anti the bride's choice.
I thought y'all were gonna be. I literally thought y'all, or at least you, were gonna be like, screw that, don't go. I really thought you were. That's why I said we were gonna have different opinions.
It's family.
DIFY, you know, do it for you. And if you don't want to go, don't
that
go.
That reminds me of that one episode.
What?
That reminds me of that one episode you
YMMV.
Yeah.
You know, I heard that in a real world context.
Did I miss that? What?
No, it was who was it?
It was Kayla, and we were still in the old studio.
And
it was the first attempt I made to like doing Reddit readings on the podcast. And I read this acronym YMMV. What do you think that means?
YMMV?
Mm-hmm. Wait, I don't even remember.
You're V? It has to do with weddings?
YMMV. No.
You move more ferociously. Like, what? V? Venue?
Actually, not too far off. Like, it's in the same, there's movement involved. Not the word, but.
Mileage.
Your most mileage. I don't flipping know.
It's like estimate your mileage.
Your mileage may vary.
Oh my god.
Who would, like, why?
The internet kills me.
I'm going to start abbreviating literally. Wait, is that what it's
everything.
Called? Or what is it called?
Abbreviate.
Okay,
yeah. But.
You make me vomit.
That's actually pretty good. That makes sense.
Wow. YMMV. You make me vomit.
Ew, YMMV.
Like, why does that have to be
I remember it being over there and I was dying. And I was trying not to.
So random.
Yeah. That was one where I was like.
Your mileage may vary?
Yeah.
For why? Like, why can't you just say that?
For why?
For why?
Put that in words. Type it out.
For why? Just literally type it out. YMMV.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the context was, too.
It was like
you're going to get more questions about what that means than just straight up saying it.
Literally.
Like, and that's going to be a longer convo.
I Googled and I'm like, who in their right mind knew what this meant? And I'm sure they did because I literally heard it used IRL the other day.
But it's not talking about road mileage, is it?
It's talking about, like, your attempt. Like, it's like...
I thought it was literally an auto shop, like, telling someone that.
No, so it's like...
Oh, my goodness
you
gracious.
you can always reach out to them and say you don't want to go, but your mileage may vary. Like, it might not go as far as you're wanting it to. Like, it might not be as successful as you're looking for it to be.
I hate that so much. I'm sorry if you use YMMV, but, like, what?
The acronyms on... That's acronyms.
Yeah.
Right? Did we cover this already?
I think I've been saying abbreviation.
Abbreviation is, like...
It's also...
making a word shorter, right? I mean acronym.
Yeah.
It's like you're having to decode what YMMV stands for, and then you're having to decode on top of that what the heck it means.
I'd just be blown away. Someone's actually going to say that to me.
I know.
Wow.
Hey, YMMV.
YMMV. I still don't even understand.
Okay. So did I read this yet? No, I didn't.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because we just got distracted. But it is incredible sometimes, the comments and how skewed they are and how I was not expecting them to be like on that side. They go, this is why I hate this new trend of having so many rules on plus ones. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but a plus one is given to single guests as a courtesy. A husband, fiance, long-term boyfriend isn't a plus one. They're another guest. I know weddings are expensive, and I know some people have really big guest lists and have to whittle it down, but a lot of times it really is at the expense of respect for unmarried guests. If you aren't doing plus ones, fine. If you're putting rules on what qualifies as a plus one, be prepared to offend your guests. And the sad thing is, these days, people will be glad you said no so they can move on to their B list. It's sad and has a lot to do with the commercialism of weddings and the price being completely unattainable for the average person rather than the couple planning the wedding in most cases. Oh my God, that was a mouthful.
I thought I was
I dislike this person strongly. No offense if you're viewing this, but that is the type of person where if they're going to have problems about any wedding they go to. No, I don't like that.
Yeah, like they're going to have an opinion about everything.
Everything.
Like, do you, but...
Like, you're going to make guests unhappy. Okay, who freaking cares? It's not your wedding.
They're like those people that comment on TikTok.
I'm sorry. I don't...
Fights.
Like, I get it, but it's like... your your friend's boyfriend is not an additional. He just said it's or they just said it's an additional.
Like
guest.
for me, I only put guest for people's long-term relationship partners' names if I like low-key didn't know what their name was.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, I know you have a boyfriend and guest,
yeah.
but some of them I put their names because I know their names, but it's that person, wow, they have a very strong opinion. I do kind of agree with the last part though, of like a lot of this dwindling down on the guest list has a lot to do with commercialization of weddings and the price of weddings and people not wanting to have to pay for another person to be present.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's just so much money being spent on all of these things, and the average wedding guest price is now $256 per person.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But like that's like I mean, I don't want to have to pay for, I don't know.
So never mind, that's a side note. I was thinking about my wedding and how much it would cost.
She's like, hold on. So
like if I invite
invited
150 people, so yeah, let's look. If you
I would
invite
only
100,
want 100 people,
Good
75
luck.
people.
Good luck.
I don't know that many people. Look, I have
do you want to
4
do
friends.
+1s at your wedding?
out yourself.
I think so. Because I can't go to a wedding by myself. I just wouldn't go. I'd be so anxious by myself.
Yeah.
Like,
So
the social anxiety would take over.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
For 150 people, it would be $38,000 wedding,
Oh my goodness gracious.
and that's the average.
Just wow.
And I am not gonna have a simple wedding.
Same. But I mean, at the end of the day, like money is, is that person saying that in a negative connotation? Like they only aren't letting people because of the money?
I think they're saying in general, a lot of these +1 rules are stemming from this kind of toxic wedding world that exists now.
Okay. Because I'm like, I feel like that's a very valid reason not to have +1s.
Yeah.
I do too.
Like,
but
I feel like it's not a negative.
Yeah.
But
I think it's also like something we need to reflect on as a community of brides is how much are we really willing to spend, and can we kind of reset the norm here?
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, all of these things have contributed to kind of feeling like you have to do something. You have to show a certain look. You have to have a certain aesthetic. Mm-hmm. It has to be a certain caliber of event. And those literally didn't exist 20 years ago. Yeah. So it's just a whole different playing field for brides today, where it is a lot more expensive to just be able to have those pictures to show off to people, you know?
Yeah.
So it comes down to prioritize, you know? Is people your priority? Is it decor? Is it food? Is it location? You can't prioritize everything.
No.
So,
yeah.
Wow, that person had very strong opinions.
Yes. And I think at the end of the day, this is to each their own. You do what you want with your +1s. I can't tell you the magic recipe. Yeah. There is no simple answer for how to handle that. And how to, you know, if you're invited to a wedding and you don't get a +1, like, what do you do? There's no simple answer of, oh, you just reach out to the bride. Oh, just don't go. It's like, how close are you to the bride?
There's a lot of, like...
Have they met your significant other? Yeah. Do you have a significant other? Like, do they like your significant other?
Yeah. Like...
There's a lot that could go into it, so I think this really is like a build your own situation.
Yeah. Agreed.
And it just comes down to your family, you as a couple, you as a person, and how you think you can handle it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
dang.
Okay, I think we should do one more. What? We had to do one about kids because this is always a hot topic when it comes to invitations.
Dear Lord.
Title is Child-Free Wedding, but close friend wants to bring 2-week-old baby.
Goodbye. I'm sorry. This is...
I'm losing it even before I started. Okay. So one of my close friends is due 2 weeks before my wedding. I initially thought she would decline.
Not even born yet.
I know. I'm like, sometimes babies are late. Like, it could be a 5-day-old baby.
I'm...
Fresh.
out the womb.
How can she guarantee? Okay, we just
Let's keep reading. This is a lot to unpack.
I initially thought she would decline the invitation, which I would be super understanding about, as she will have a 2-week-old baby and the wedding is a couple of hours from where she lives. However, she accepted a few months ago, and she messaged me today asking if she could bring her 2-week-old baby. She mentioned that she wasn't sure what the position was on bringing children to the wedding and whether she was able to bring her 2-week-old, as she wasn't able to leave her. We did email invitations with a link to our website, which clearly states that we are having a child-free wedding. She also has a 3-year-old, which we didn't include on her invitation, so I do think she knows it's child-free. Most of our friends have children, and if we allowed kids, it would be half children, half adult wedding for 100 people. I understand.
Gosh.
All of our other friends have been super understanding and noted the wedding website about kids, and another friend who will have a 3-month-old has said she is unable to attend as she won't be able to leave her. I totally understand people may not be able to attend if the wedding is child-free. I do love my friend, and I'm worried on how to word that we are unable to accommodate her 2-week-old at our wedding. Please, if anyone has any advice or wording, I would be super grateful. I'm also worried she will be mad if I don't allow her to bring her baby to my wedding. Thanks in advance.
Okay, who wants to bring a 2-week-old to a literal
wedding? Why would
wedding?
anybody want to bring... Number one, why would anyone want that many people around your baby? It's going to be so loud.
Main character syndrome.
And you just gave birth.
Yeah,
So
she wants to walk
literally
in
just gave
glowing
birth.
with her tiny baby, and she
Here's
wants to
my
be the center of
baby.
attention at that wedding.
Like, there has to be her partner involved. It's been 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Why can't he watch the baby?
Well, he's probably invited to the wedding too.
Well, if she wants
Do
to
they
go
have
to the wedding...
Grandparents that can help,
Yeah, literally
siblings.
grandparents.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like,
would understand not leaving a 2-week-old with a random babysitter. Like, that would be
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
But
I mean, my sister just found out she was pregnant, everyone. And she is in a wedding, which, I mean, is completely different, a month after she gives birth. And she's, I mean, it's not even a child-free wedding, and she's not bringing the baby.
yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't
She's not
we're-
even asking.
No, like, we're
No.
going to go babysit the baby for her because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like... That, like, 2 weeks is so fresh. You have no idea how the baby's going to act.
Yeah, you don't know
and
its
around
behavior.
that many people.
You don't know its health condition that it's going to be in when it's
No.
born.
And 2 weeks into being a new parent, I don't personally know, but I can bet you're not going to be getting a lot of sleep.
Mm-mm.
You're going to be exhausted.
And you're not even gonna... Well, I guess I wouldn't want anyone touching my baby.
No,
Go
no,
wash
no,
your hands
no.
4 times before you touch my baby.
No, literally.
Put on a mask. Put your gloves on.
And for the bride, if you think your friend is going to be mad at you for telling them no, then that's not a good friend. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like understandable to be upset at the situation, but she has
Yeah.
no right to be mad at you because
Literally, it's your wedding.
you're helping her out too. Like, I would not want to go to a wedding with my 2-week-old.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to enjoy the night.
Mm-mm.
And like, why would you want to like step on other people's toes just because you want everyone to see your new 2-week
Yeah.
little baby?
If it was like my sibling and they had a baby, I would be like, please, like, I would do anything for you to be there.
Yeah.
Bring the baby. Like, it's a huge core. Like, imagine pictures with the little baby on your
Yeah.
wedding day, and that baby gets to grow up and see that. Like, I
Yeah.
was at a wedding when I was 4 days old. Like, how fun. But like, you're a friend.
Yeah.
And it's a child-free wedding. Like,
That's
2 weeks old is like the worst kind of child to bring at me to a
even
wedding.
if it wasn't a child-free wedding, why
They're
would
still
you want to bring
wrinkly
your
at
kid?
2 weeks old. Why are you
They're not even
wrinkly?
cute. Also, I'm like, it's my day. Like, I don't want it to be overshown by a little baby.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the pregnant
Yeah.
friend is very much like romanticizing this idea of
Yeah.
like having a baby and being a mother.
baby
and
reveal at your wedding.
Yeah.
No.
And like I have friends that will like go out with not out with their babies, but like take lots of pictures doing things with their little babies, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
But also, like, you don't have to show me the whole world that you're like a cool mom and
Yeah.
you know, like whatever. It's,
Yeah.
it's you're fine.
Yeah.
Just do you.
Chill out now. Yeah.
But-
I think just kind of let her know, like, for my sake and for your sake too. Like, I just don't think it's in the best
Yeah.
interest to have the baby at the wedding.
Yeah.
That's so
Who?
funny.
Yeah.
I
You don't
want
even
to know
have to
this mother's
explain it
thoughts.
either. Like you said, it's child free. It's child free. That includes infants.
Especially
infant is a child.
infants.
Yeah. Like that's why I'm like, that's the worst kind of child you could have. A 3-year-old might be able to contain itself.
Yeah.
The worst kind of child you could have at a wedding. Sorry.
The worst child you can have, an infant. Don't do it.
Don't give birth to one of those.
Don't give birth to an infant.
But like, yeah, 3-year-old you can kind of maybe control depending on their personality. But when it's a raisin, you like, good luck.
A wrinkly raisin.
Yeah.
Gross.
Ew, no.
Yeah.
I feel like also as a new mom, like, my priority is not going to a wedding.
You're not
going to
be paying attention to their vows. You're going to be like, are you going to be happy?
Yeah. Or you're going to be like, I'm tired. I literally haven't slept in 2 days, you know?
Like I would be like, get me a shot of Tito's, put that baby in babysitting for the night.
Oh, 1,000%.
Have a party.
I would try and find someone to babysit. I would tell my husband, I held this thing in me for 9 months.
I get to go party.
Watch it for one night.
Yeah, I get to go party.
You know. So, yeah, don't be afraid to tell her. Especially because it's a child-free wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I want to know what's going
on
through this mom's
the website.
head.
It's like,
It's right
very
there.
clear.
Well, and the lady already has a 3-year-old. So what? If she brings her infant, she wants to bring her 3-year-old too?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how is that going to work?
That just means she just wants to show off her new baby at someone's wedding.
Literally. It's not about convenience. It's about...
And
yeah.
The bride already had a friend who had a baby a month before the wedding. And even she declined. Yep. So I'm like, that's respectful.
Yeah.
Honestly, what happens if I get married, like, older? Like, late 20s and all my friends has babies.
I'm always scared that, like, all my friends are going to be pregnant
in 2 years.
at my bachelorette party.
Hate to break it to you.
Like, I told my sister, I was like, you cannot be pregnant at my bachelorette. I will not have it.
Won't allow it. So you need to get engaged, centered around a time where they're not trying to have kids. Then.
Yeah. They're really hit or miss, so who knows? They're already having one and waiting the next.
She's pregnant, so you can't get engaged in the next couple months.
I don't even know. Would you have a child-free wedding?
Yes. I don't want that screaming. That's one thing that just makes me angry so quickly is screaming babies.
Well, okay, so Jalen and Hudson, when they were here, I think they're about like 30. Yes. So, you know, more of like a mature, what like the wedding industry would call a mature couple. They didn't have kids at their wedding, and they had friends that didn't come because they couldn't put their kids in daycare or whatever. Yeah. And they were like, that's just something we had to deal with. And
I would hire like a babysitter or daycare thingy to like watch the kids at the wedding.
So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're having kids at your wedding, right?
Yeah. And so this has been a recent conversation because I was imagining kids, like, you have to put them in the ceremony. They have to go into childcare. And then my parents were like, I don't know about that. That's kind of complicated. Like, it should just be an option for people. And I talked to my cousin's wife who has a 4-year-old. And she's like, I don't think she's going to want to go to the childcare center without her older sister. She wants to be with her older sister. And so we're making it optional, but we're going to have it there from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
How does that work? What is it? Like,
it's just a babysitter and we're going to have a room dedicated to like a childcare center.
I love that.
So we're going to have some snacks. Maybe we'll put on a movie, have some coloring books, some games.
I would want to be in that room at my wedding.
Right? If I were like 6, I would totally want to be there. Or if I was getting married.
Wow, like when I'm getting married.
This is the sensory room.
I think my family will have too many kids by the time I get married.
That's where I'm at. And
I have a sister who's obviously having a baby, and I can't imagine. I mean, the baby's not even born yet, but I can't imagine not having my niece or nephew at the wedding. So that's a good idea. That's my happy medium, so that people still feel comfortable coming, and you know, whether they want to have their kid with them or not. If they want to be the parent that's like free all night, check them away. If you want to have your kid on your hip, do it, whatever, if you can. So that's a really good idea. I didn't know that was a thing.
It definitely adds a little bit of a layer of complication because we have to communicate that with people, see who wants to check their kid in, who doesn't, so that we can prepare like meals accordingly. It doesn't make things easier for me, but it does make it more convenient and just accessible for couples.
So you're like just like hiring a babysitter type person?
Where do you find the babysitter?
Through the venue. So I guess like they've done this before at this venue.
So cool.
So yeah, and she just charges like different prices for the age of the children and like for the amount of children that are going to be there.
Got it. That's a really good idea. I like that idea.
Me too.
Good thinking. I'll put that in my notes for whenever I get married.
And I think we're gonna like feed them pizza or something
I was gonna
instead
say,
of like a fancy
easy
dinner.
food, mac and cheese, chicken tenders, easy
Yeah,
stuff.
chicken tendies,
Dino bones.
That sounds
Dino
good.
bites. You know what are my favorite like frozen French fry options are the ones that are the smiley
The
faces.
smiley.
Oh yes.
But like I only got served those in public school lunches.
Me too. No, I
What?
got them at my school.
I made them at home.
Really? I need to find them.
I
want to
find them.
They come in like a little. I think it's lean cuisine that makes them, or kid cuisine.
Kid cuisine, because they come in the kid cuisines. There's some that
No,
I like.
there's one. Sorry, I have to find this. There's no way.
Yeah,
it comes
I want to
in
buy
like
them in the store.
Let me show you.
They're just they hit different.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
I don't know why.
I love fries. Those are probably my favorite.
And dino nuggets are
Potatoes
so good.
forever.
What am I looking at?
I'm babysitting tonight, and I hope they have dino nuggets.
I'm getting so hungry right now. Yeah, these, right?
Let me see.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Let me see. Yeah, look, you can literally buy them in a bag.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm
So maybe I'll just feed the
McCain
kids
Smiles
those.
mashed potato. They're called mashed potato shapes. Sorry.
That's probably why they're so good. Like they're
like
fried mashed potato, which I don't know what the difference is.
I
Like,
want these right now.
Yeah, we
I guess a French fry is just a cut of potato, and this is like already mashed and shaped.
Y'all got these at school?
Yeah.
I remember them.
Someone made
occasionally.
earrings into them.
Shut up.
I'm scared.
Anyways.
My bridesmaids are gonna wear that at my wedding.
I'm scared. Yeah. So what are we talking about? Oh, the baby. Don't change your decision just for a 2-week-old.
Yeah.
2-week-old. Love that
2-week-old.
English.
I was like,
2-week-old.
Yeah, I got it too.
For a 2-week-old, that is no offense to the mom, probably gonna ruin your wedding. So just don't even bother with it.
Yeah. Top comment. She's probably gonna change her mind when it comes to the day, anyways. Who the f wants to travel with a 2-week-old baby and a toddler just 2 weeks after giving birth?
Literally. Like, how long are you in the hospital after you give birth?
It depends.
Okay, because like, what if she has like complications?
Exactly. You could be there for weeks. If the baby is in NICU, if the baby has complications, you could be there for weeks.
That, like we said, that's like a meal that she's having to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If she doesn't go.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Not a good idea.
And probably 2 meals because of the husband. And then
True.
what do you if she's bringing the 3-year-old? What do you feed the 3-year-old? There's no other kids at this wedding.
No.
The 3-year-old's not coming.
The 3-year-old's
Not an option.
off the table.
Off the table, 3-year-old. Yeah. So let's see if they respond to any of this. Okay. OP says, this was my thinking and why I was super understanding if she wasn't able to attend. She has a tendency to cancel, bail last minute on things, so I haven't seen her for a few years, not for my lack of trying to arrange meetups. Your wording is super thankful. Thank you so much. They gave an option of like how to respond to it.
She hasn't seen her in a few years, and this lady's over here not demanding, but asking to bring her 2-week. I keep wanting to say 2-week-year-old.
2-week-year-old.
We just
2-week-old.
keep saying.
They're not even like. No.
I don't know. That's just so silly.
Yeah, and they respond to another comment saying, yeah, I think the problem is we have a lot of friends with new babies. So if we made the exception for her, our other friends would get pissed off.
Yep.
And it makes sense. It's like, if you set that restriction of child-free, you can't bend the... Unless it's like you said, your sister has a baby and you want that baby there. That baby is a guest.
The baby is a guest.
Yeah,
But
the baby had an
it's
invitation.
sister.
It's
Yeah,
also
exactly.
like
It's different.
at the +1 thing, like, where do you say, okay, if you've been dating for 5 years, you can come? Like, where do you say, if the baby is 2 weeks old, then it can come?
Yeah.
Like, there's no, no.
Like, I know people who get married after 6 months, and I know people who break up after 8 years.
Exactly.
So it's like, the length of you being with someone does not determine the success of the relationship.
Exactly. And a 2-week baby, oh my God. I literally can't say this properly. A 2-week
old.
2-week-old is worse than a freaking 3-year-old probably.
Yeah, in terms of keeping it maintained at the
Exactly.
wedding. Yes.
We're not
baby
literally.
shaming.
No. Not literally. I love babies.
We love babies. We want
love
them.
babies. Just like in terms of having them at a wedding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
That baby's going to cry the whole time.
That baby's not welcome.
What if it poops its pants during the ceremony? It's going to stink up the place.
Literally. What if it throws up?
Yeah.
Just stop. That's so
and it's
gross.
probably it might get sick.
And like my mom did not know how to control my crying until I was like 1.5. So you don't know what kind of baby you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you cannot say like at 2 weeks it'll be fine because it's not gonna be fine.
He might have some like dietary issues and have lots of burping problems.
You need to spend that time with your baby.
Yes.
I'm talking to the friend now.
At home.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Unless you want to go, then go. But it's also like you're having a 2-week-old.
Yeah. So someone else commented and is like, if they're having a C-section and
can't move.
that's like a 3-week postpartum recovery, like at least 3 weeks.
It seems like this person's priorities are not in order right now. They're not.
No. So I think, at the end of the day, a lot of these came down to you just having to communicate clearly and be honest with the people you're inviting, your restrictions, your boundaries, because there's a lot of testing and a lot of challenges that happen in this engagement season, but these are the building foundational moments of your relationship. Like, yes, you've been dating, blah, 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 whatever. Now it's real.
Yeah.
Now you are making this decision as a unit and there's no going back. Like you are standing by your partner. You're committing, and you have to commit to the decisions you make together and stand by those. And that includes silly things like +1s and having kids and, like not having the groomsmen not drink a lot before the wedding. Like there are things that you just have to say, sorry, like these are our decisions.
And at the end of the day, it's like, it's your day. If every single one of your guests has a child and none of them decide to go, you are still the one getting married.
Yep.
So don't bend your rules a little bit for one person because that's going to make other people unhappy and it's just going to stress yourself out.
Yep.
It's your day.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Screw the others.
I even had one of Jackson's cousins recently. She has like an 8-month-old and a 4-year-old. And she reached out and was like, I'll look for a babysitter. Just let me know. I don't know if we can have the kids there, blah, blah, blah. And I was able to let her know, hey, we have childcare for you, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad because you alone are making it all worth it. The fact that you are like, I want to be child free. I don't want to have to worry about them.
Yeah.
I'll get a babysitter.
Yeah.
And that's the best kind of guest.
Yes.
Is the one that says, no matter what. And she's like, I had a child-free wedding, so I get it. No matter what you guys want, I won't be offended that you won't want like the kids there. And I'm like, no, they can be there. I want to meet, like, I want to spend time with them, So
you deserve to have respectful guests.
Yes.
That respect and understand your wishes for your day.
So couples out there, hold your ground. Wedding guests out there, be reasonable, be understanding, be accommodating. Yeah. And don't take things personally. Like, none of it's about you at the end of the day.
It really isn't. Sorry.
And if that's hard for you to understand, then don't go to the wedding. Bye.
What did you call them?
Main character syndrome.
Yeah, we don't need that at someone else's wedding.
There's only one main character, and it's the couple getting married.
It's like whenever people propose at other people's weddings.
Dude. That is horrible.
Absolutely no. Sorry if you
That's
do
a hard no for you guys. Yeah. We had it. In the episode with Natalie that was like all about proposals and stuff, we talked about a story that was about that.
I'm sorry, but that's main character syndrome right there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let people have their day.
Literally.
Don't bring your 2-week-old. Don't propose. Don't announce your new job.
Don't make them move the day.
No.
After they already put a deposit down.
I actually don't like the letter F. I can't do Fridays.
I can't do Fridays. Just be supportive. They're
Literally,
going through it.
Yeah,
like,
if you're invited to somebody's wedding, that's an honor. And just do what they want from you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do what they want.
Do what they want. So, okay, I guess that's it for today's episode, guys.
Yay. So much fun.
I know. So,
Love
Bridal
being back.
Babes. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you liked having Bri and Alyssa back in the studio for some spicy takes. And don't forget, the buzz doesn't have to stop here. We are everywhere online. Find us on TikTok, Instagram, all of the other ones.
All the socials.
But mainly those two.
Mainly those two.
And reach out to us. We want to hear from you. I want to know your thoughts on these stories. If you relate to them, if you had a crazy situation that happened similar, let us know in the comments. DM me. send me an email, a letter.
Snail mail.
Come visit us.
Call me.
Knock on the door.
Yeah, we're here for you. So we love you. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Bye.